Welcome to Geekonomics, everybody. It's a full house today. Bobby's out in the world, in the desert that is Earth right now.
They're
Bryon?
both frozen, I think. I'm here.
Yes. How's
I
everybody
think-
doing today?
John's frozen,
I
and
think
Bobby
John's
is
frozen.
Bobby is moving like 2 frames per second.
Yes, Bobby has terrible internet wherever he is, and John is frozen in the world of Arendelle, or whatever that.
So Mark, today's topic is our favorite fictional vehicles, which we'll be doing later on. But we got news, we got sports news. But what I like to do before we get into it, what have you been doing this past week? What have you been watching, doing? Anything worth talking about? Because Bobby is moving 2 frames per second, and Francia is literally frozen.
Yes.
Mark, we'll go with you first. What have you been doing this week?
Actually, just not much. Kind of just chilling, relaxing. Trying to stay cool. We lost Bobby to the netherworld.
Don't worry about it.
John's still frozen. But I actually found on Stars, if you have the Stars app on your Amazon Prime.
I do not.
They have the first season of the original Transformers cartoon.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh, that is good.
Yes. So I started watching that last night, actually. I watched the first episode of Transformers.
And you're like, God, this is horrible.
And I was like, oh, dear God, this is awesome.
I should have kept this as a child. My
This is the
memories
best.
as a child.
I understand now why I loved Transformers so much growing up. This is epic.
Well, they're big toy commercials. I mean, that's what they
This
were
is like
back
the
then.
very first episode, like telling you about everything, like the whole story of Cybertron and everything.
Did you feel compelled to buy the toys afterwards?
Yes, I did. I actually was looking at them all. I'm like, oh, man, I want all of those. I want that one. I had that one. I need that one. I got to get that one.
Mark,
Bobby, what?
What was your favorite, if I may ask, Transformer?
My favorite Transformer growing up, because I was a kid and it was meant to be my favorite, and they marketed it that way, was Bumblebee.
Oh, really?
But as I've gotten older, my favorite now is Starscream.
Wait, so they marketed towards you, Mark, saying Bumblebee will be your favorite?
No, they marketed towards kids, I'm saying. It was more.
Oh, but you made it sound like they were marketing directly towards you.
I meant like it was marketed towards that, like when we were kids. That was the one that was supposed to be like your entry into Transformers, kind of, was Bumblebee.
I'm sorry, Bobby.
Like Soundwave. Soundwave was. Soundwave. Yeah.
You had a cassette. One guy would turn into a cassette player, and you would have a dog. You have a dog and a
Ravage
bird.
was the dog. Laserbeak was the bird.
So cool.
I Rumble, which was the one with the hammers.
Yeah, metal. This is back when they were made of metal.
Yes, actual metal. They weren't the plastic, crappy ones that they came out with.
Bob, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you trying to say, my friend?
Was there one that could convert into like it was like a Cantlet, right? Or like one? I remember it was a Decepticon that would fold into what looked like a 9mm camera.
Oh yes, that was he was just in this Reflector.
Oh, dude!
He was in the first episode, Reflector, and he was like 4 different like small robots that would collect together, and they all spoke in unison, like a reflection of himself, kind of.
Not to old man speak here, but man, they don't make toys like they used to. Really?
Yeah, that was some good stuff.
No,
they
don't.
There, man. They don't.
I mean, that's not even old man speak. I totally agree. I mean,
and then later on, remember later on down the road after, I think like a couple episodes or even the second season or something like that, Shockwave came over, and he transformed into a telescope.
You know,
a magnet, like a not a telescope, but
like a spyglass.
Microscope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, Bobby, to piggyback what you're saying, it's weird. Toys that are made really cool are made for adults, for collectibles like me, and the kid toys are shitty. And to go back to last week's show where we were talking about Lego putting out a Nintendo Lego set with the TV, $300.
I told you. I don't know why you argued with me last week.
It should not be more than a console. Fuck that. I'll wait for a deal. I'll wait for a steal.
I don't know why you thought that was like some crazy thing. Like
I think I'm out of touch because I don't buy Legos.
You're out of touch. You're way out of touch because I bought I've bought Legos since this whole thing started.
I just
And I
think
bought a
it's
Mustang,
such a shame.
a
It's a
full-blown
shame.
Mustang.
Legos should not be
and it was like
that much
$200.
money. It should, because kids aren't going to memory.
They're not made for kids. Those aren't made for kids. That system is not made for kids.
They should.
Don't you know Legos aren't made for kids anymore? Yeah, that's
No, I'm saying they have Legos made for kids. They're called Duplo.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they have Legos for older kids, and then they have sets that they've made for adults to buy.
Boo. I don't know. I think it's horrible. That set should be like 150, 175 maybe. 200 is really, really pushing it.
You're so old, Bryon.
I don't know. I just think it's
Hey,
so
Bryon, it's too expensive for my blood.
That's a lot of money for Legos. It's just going to collect dust. You're going to build it and collect dust.
You don't know what's going to collect dust. This frozen picture of John at the bottom of our screen right now.
I think you would collect dust.
John. I think I can channel John for 1 second.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
He's back.
All right.
I knew if
Marc,
we picked on him enough, he would fix it.
Let's keep the show moving. So, anything else, Marc, you want to talk about where we move on?
No, just finished rewatching Mandalorian for the second time.
You talked about that already last week.
I know, but I finished it this week.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Oh, I thought you were doing a third rewatch.
No. I will do a third one right before the second season starts.
All right.
No, I'm getting ready for Umbrella Academy. That's the next one.
I saw the trailer. I
31st.
still have to watch the first season.
What is wrong with you?
You know what I realized? I don't like that actor who plays that guy who's
That narrows it down.
Yeah.
You are an old man.
The drunk guy.
You are an old man. He complains about the price of Legos.
That plays that person in that show. You know, the person that kind of moves around and talks to a few people.
Ryan
I just don't like his storyline.
Ryan is
because
turning
it's so
into
good.
an old man in every season.
5 actors from Umbrella Academy right now. You can name one, and I don't know. That's it. You don't know any of their other names without looking it up.
Well,
It's
why
the
does it matter?
guy,
Why do you
the
have to
guy who is the drunk guy. I think his
Druggy
acting.
one?
Yeah,
Klaus?
I'm gonna try to watch it again. My third or
Monkey.
fourth time.
Big
But
guy
I
in the
couldn't
Mary J.
jacket.
Blige
that-
in it too. Mary J. Blige is another person in it. She plays
Ooh, really?
Cha-Cha.
Oh, Mary J. Blige. Well, that's no. I'll try to watch it again before season 2. I have so many things, so many shows. All right, John, what have you been up to this week? We didn't see you last week. I thought you went back to work.
Good Lord.
I am still working.
No,
Well,
I
you went,
mean
like, in,
physically
like,
went back to work.
I
know-
occasionally, but the only reason I wasn't there is I just had a meeting.
Oh.
Alright.
So
I mean,
You're so quiet. You never
you
like
always tell
say
us,
anything. You don't.
you
Yeah,
always
yeah.
just let us know.
You're a
not
man
worried
of many
about you.
mysteries, John.
He's an unsolved mystery.
sometimes a meeting just pops up and I gotta disappear. Boom. Ghost.
Yeah.
Boom.
Ghost. He's gonna ghost us.
You would understand if you had a kid. The moment that shit hits the fan, your dad chimes in, and then you're super.
What does that have to do with having a meeting at work, though?
But that's what we call a meeting at work when your kid poops himself. Dude, I'll send you the literature in the mail.
I don't think that makes any sense.
Well, you don't make any sense.
Actually,
Got him.
little guy is at daycare now, so
Oh, so you're living the dream now. You're just partying.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's living the dream. He still doesn't like to particularly sleep through the night, so
Yeah, well, you know,
That's good. What are you gonna do?
kid. Yeah, that's what having kids is.
So Bobby. Yeah, I'm sorry, John. Go.
What did you do this week?
I watched Curse that came out for Netflix. My recommendation is probably save yourself from watching it.
Watch what? What'd you watch?
First,
Cursed didn't look that good. I saw the thing
Oh.
for it. I wasn't.
Didn't even see it.
watch all the fantasy genre stuff, and it had potential. I like what it was trying to do. It's like a variation on the Arthur story. Legend of Arthur, King Arthur.
King Arthur, not like the aardvark from PBS.
No, not. I don't
My
watch
name
those
is-
aardvarks.
Just making
I don't
sure.
think anybody went there, Mark. Only you for some reason.
Bobby
No,
went there. Bobby went there.
I was talking
I
to
was
someone and I said
actually-
Arthur, and they didn't instantly connected with King Arthur. That's the only Arthur I think of. But
Yeah.
so they tried to do it a little different. Instead of focusing so much on Arthur, they focused on a character that becomes the Lady in the Lake, which has a great potential for like, but it was moments of like Frank Miller violence, because Frank Miller was one of the producers, and it's based off one of his comics. But the majority of it wanted to be like a young, like, teen drama where it felt like I was watching like King Arthur variation of like fucking Twilight. So it wasn't good. I finished it just because that's what I do. But
I don't quit.
I wouldn't.
I don't quit.
I'm really looking forward to Lord of the Rings TV series we're going to be making for Amazon, because as much as I feel the last season of Game of Thrones was a letdown, the production quality otherwise of that show is so much above any other piece of fantasy like genre pieces that like every time I watch stuff, I'm like, man, that set looks so cheap. I know this is filmed inside of a warehouse. This looks horrible. And everything is like that compared to Game of Thrones.
So what is this Lord of the Rings show on Amazon?
They're making it's in development now, but they're making a TV show set in the Second Age, I believe. So this is like when the elves were a big deal before the setting of all the current shows and movies.
More walking. Great.
No, it's walking. It's more like wars and.
Oh, okay, good.
So it's not in the same time frame. It's actually, I guess you would consider it a prequel.
I do plan on watching the Lord of the Rings movies while working from home. It's one of my goals.
You have time.
I have time.
So the Lord of the Rings movies still hold up. They're good. You know, there are parts that are a lot of walking, but that is what not all of stuff is always combat. But the storyline still holds up. The acting's all great. Even the special effects are outdated, but are good enough to not look bad. And it's a lot better than the Hobbit trilogy.
I mean, you don't know what this
I
is,
hated the Hobbit trilogy. I didn't
Yeah.
hate it,
I mean,
but I didn't like it. It was so boring.
Those Lord of the Rings movies, there's so much walking in them, even the trees walk.
You make that joke every time.
I like that joke. That's like his go-to joke.
I know. Bobby, what have you been up to? We haven't seen you in a while.
We're not seeing them now. But
Yeah, we're not. Whoa!
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. No, why? Obviously, someone's got to do the deed, and I guess it's just me.
Pooping?
Oh, guys,
Pooping?
Guys. All right. So I've been working. I've been doing stuff. I got all 3 kids into SpongeBob SquarePants. Thank gosh.
Nice.
Oh, dude, if I watch another unlicensed YouTube video of Roblox being played set to Zoomer music, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. Oh, my gosh. The world is so wild out there. Oh, but my daughter, Ginny, has found the horror game Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I know that.
Are you familiar with like, here's the thing. As many channels that you can block on YouTube, there's still a way to actually find like gameplay footage. And I don't mind her finding scary stuff, but like, oh man, there's just going to be a time when she's going to see a machete shoved through her body. And dude, the world is weird.
Yeah.
Everybody's always remembers that first time they saw that lady get hit by a train. That's
really.
I never saw a lady get hit by a train.
You remember the back of the day when they had like those the death movies that were going around?
I
Faces of Death.
I was older. I was a teenager or in my
Yeah.
20s when I saw that.
Yeah, I mean,
That disturbed me.
Yeah.
Faces of Death.
Those were produced in Korea. Yeah. I was very, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, they give me the chills just
bes-
thinking about it.
yeah.
Besides that, just trying to stay focused. No justice, no peace. Yada yada yada. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Everyone have a great day.
Okay.
Okay.
Real quickly, I got 3 things before we go into the news. I recorded my Last of Us 2 review with 2 of my buddies. Hopefully they'll go up on our feed in the next week. They're going to be editing it. That came out really well. And I checked out the Peacock app, NBC's new app. Pretty cool because I'm trying to, like, right now I have Hulu streaming. I have Hulu and Hulu streaming, so I can watch all the streaming channels live. But I want to cut that out if I can, and I only watch a few channels, and NBC being one of them. The Peacock app is kind of cool because they actually have live channels. They have a Forensic File channel. It's Forensic File 24/7, baby. They got
just
sports.
headline news.
Yeah, but minus headline news. They have an Unsolved Mystery channel.
I was gonna say,
They have
basically what it
an
is.
Office channel. They have sports. They have Bob Ross channel.
That's lovely.
It's awesome, and you could just put it on and let it rip.
Yeah.
And the amount of movies that showed on there are pretty cool. I'm happy with it. It's only I paid $85 for the year.
Yeah.
And I pay $65 for Hulu monthly. And my idea, once they update it and it's on more platforms, it's not on everything right now.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm liking it. I think the Peacock app is pretty cool.
That's like a big controversy that's not on everything. Like a lot of companies are.
It's not on Amazon Fire Stick, and I have a Fire Stick in my bedroom.
It's not. And there's a big controversy about that because they're doing a 30 Rock reunion, I think this week.
I already saw it. It was on.
Oh, was that this last week?
It's.
I know a lot of TV channels were not airing it because it's basically just an ad for Peacock.
It is an hour-long ad for Peacock, but it's funny, and I kind of liked it more than the Park and Rec one because they actually got real cameras at their houses instead of just being a Zoom show. They actually put more production in it, and I like the Park and Rec one. Don't get me wrong, but the production value on this was way a step higher. Yeah, and I just love those characters. So for me, I enjoyed it, but it was an infomercial for Peacock. Yeah, there's no getting around that.
Yeah, I know there were some companies that own networks that would not air it because of that, because they're having issues with the Peacock, and it's like taking away money from them.
They're all affiliates.
They're not getting any cut of it. They're not giving a cut to the affiliates. So you can basically drop cable, go watch Peacock like you're doing.
Welcome, Mark. Everybody's been doing that for years.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying the companies that own the networks are the ones that are like, hey, wait a minute, we're not getting any money out of this deal.
They're getting money. The network. I mean, people pay for the app. They're making money.
But NBC is not funneling it down to the affiliates. I'm saying.
I don't know anything about it. All I'm saying.
Well, I do. So that's why I'm telling you.
All right. Well, controversy is what we live in. Hold on. I'm going to shake it. This is controversy land. I don't know, Mark, but I mean, we'll look into that for next week. I had no idea that was a big deal. But anyway, my experience with the app is good. I mean, there's a free tier, which is great. But I paid for the no ads, and you get more content, and so far so good. But yes, 30 Rock, it's a glorified infomercial that's funny.
Happy Endings is doing a reunion show.
Is that going to be a glorified infomercial?
I don't know, but I saw it was they're doing it as a charity thing for the World Kitchen.
Oh, okay. So that's probably on YouTube
or something like that. Yeah,
that's what Community did. It was for like
they're doing it's like a full blown show kind of thing as opposed to just like Community did the read through thing, but they're doing like a full show kind of thing.
That's cool. Well, I got one more thing. I watched Watchmen. Me and Allison watched it together.
The TV
I loved
show,
it.
not the
I really enjoyed what they did with the characters. I had to I explained some stuff to Allison. She saw the movie, not that long ago, I explained the movie, the ending's different, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And I don't know, I really
It
really
takes
liked
place
it.
after the movie, so
Yeah, obviously.
yeah.
I mean, I liked the origin story episode. I mean, I liked how they intertwined everything. You know, there's some things you just kind of have to let go because it is played like a comic. It is played like a graphic novel.
Yeah.
The shots, the way things are taken, it's grounded, but it's not grounded.
Yeah.
But overall, I really liked it. I'm glad it was like a one-off. I mean, I don't know what else you could do. I liked the way it was.
I would like to see him do a second season.
I mean, if they decide to, they're gonna have a new showrunner, but I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, but I mean, it was enjoyable.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but before we change topics, can we talk about World Kitchen for 1 second?
Sure.
World the Kitchen?
Yeah, World
Jose
Kitchen.
Andres.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Princess Bride short with all the stars?
Yes. 88 people, 88 different stars.
Oh, dude, honestly,
burn through.
Brian, if you haven't seen this thing, Mark should cue it up, or someone should. It is what a phenomenal, what a wonderful video that is.
Let me see if I can get it.
Is it a short thing or what is it?
It is a very short thing. It is as if 88 stars just took like a minute out of their day to do like a 10-second vignette from the movie, and they lined up all the vignettes. Congratulations.
Sorry, I'm queuing it up for you, Bobby.
Oh, well, don't cue it up for me. Cue it up for Bryan. You guys don't want to hear me cry during the.
Yeah, no, it's like 15 minutes. The actual thing is like 15 minutes long.
Oh, well, I'll check it out afterwards.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful, dude.
But it's like Diego Luna and a bunch of different people do different scenes. Like, it's crazy.
That's pretty awesome. I'll check it out. Yeah, it's on YouTube, right, Mark?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right, we got news before we get into our topic. Mark, sports news. Hit us.
Baseball
hit us.
starts on Saturday.
With real people?
Real players, no fans.
Do they have COVID?
Some of them do.
Do they want to play baseball? Are they being made to?
They're not being made to. I mean, if they want to play.
They're all making the same amount of money?
No, it's baseball. What is wrong with you? What are you doing right now?
I don't know. I'm being like Joe Schmo who's watching at home.
Oh.
Baseball's happening?
I don't know if Joe Schmo is doing that. I
appreciate the bit. That's a good bit.
It was a bit.
It's not a good
That's a good bit.
It is a good bit. It's a good
it's a good bit.
It's not a good bit at all. It's a terrible bit.
Yeah. Like it's like a sports person who's been sitting on their couch since March. Baseball's happening?
Yes, baseball starts on Saturday.
Oh, man.
Yes.
How many have the COVID?
No COVID.
How many outs do you get with a mask on?
Can you play with the masks on?
They're not playing with masks on. Only if they wear masks in the dugout.
But they're gonna get the COVID.
Well, maybe they will.
What about the bubble gum?
What about the chewing of the tobacco?
No tobacco or spitting.
No spitting?
Nope. They can't spit. And the
they gotta breathe with those
and the pitchers can't
on?
and the pitchers aren't allowed to lick their hands. They're giving a wet towel to rub their hands on to get.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna put wet towels on their faces?
No, they're gonna put them in their pocket, I guess, or something.
Is that gonna wait? Is that gonna prohibit their playing with hot towels in their pockets?
It's not a hot towel. It'll be a wet towel. This bit is terrible. I dislike it immensely.
Is that a wet towel in your pocket, or do you just
happy to see
pants? Me? Do you have the COVID?
What are you talking about?
I just picture like the sports people just waiting for anything to happen. I mean, NASCAR happened during the week
NASCAR's
last
been
week.
happening. Yes, they actually had fans at the race Sunday.
25,000
25,000 Texans with no masks on.
Well, here's the thing. I think they had masks on, but
when they got in.
When they're in their groups, they could take it off.
Well, it's Texas. They don't listen. They just didn't wear them at all.
Hey, you know,
just like Stafford. They have 25% attendance, and you see pictures from there, and no one's wearing a mask.
I haven't seen pictures from there, but I don't want to.
I don't either. Just happened to see one. I was like, well, that's why I'm not there anymore.
Anything else in the sports world, Mark? Football.
Football training camp starts this weekend.
What did I hear? Something about like 70 guys in the NFL had COVID, tested positive.
I have tested positive, yes, but they've all a lot of them have recovered, and the ones that aren't are still recuperating. The NBA starts next weekend, as well as hockey. July 31st. July 31st for the NBA, and then hockey starts on the 1st of August with
fantastic.
the Stanley Cup qualifiers, minus the New Jersey Devils because they suck.
Stop it! Why'd you do that?
Because it's New Jersey Devils and they're terrible. The New Jersey Devils are so bad. They hired the Rangers assistant coach who was fired by the Buffalo Sabres because he was so bad. Now they've hired him because he's so bad. Now he's going to coach the Devils who are so bad.
That's true. All those things are true. They hurt to hear. They hurt to have you say.
But it's true. That's why I say
it's true. Well, yeah. Hey, quick question. Since I don't want you to really gloss over it. What's going on with the Redskins?
The Redskins name change is happening.
People have been talking about it in my office.
It's happening, but they haven't announced it yet. And then come to find out, 15 former women who used to work for the Washington organization have all filed sexual harassment lawsuits against the organization. So
against the organization.
It just gets better for the Washington football squad.
We'll see what happens with that. I mean,
I guess the owner is acting like he has no idea what's going on, and
well, they weren't against the owner, but they were against
the guys that work there because the owner doesn't really pay attention. He just wants to own a football team.
I think it's going to happen. They're going to put pressure on him because he's either he's stupid or he knew what was happening.
He is stupid. He's the man that fought the reasoning for changing the name for the past 15 years.
Only because sponsors pulled out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Money talks.
All he cares about is the money.
Yeah, I know. We know.
Yeah.
Anything else in the sports world, Mark?
Not really. It's going to start heating up for the next couple of days. If you are a sports fan, these next couple weekends are going to be intense. It's going to be crazy. A lot of sports going on all at once.
They're going to be intense.
It's going to be intense. Intensity, intense cities.
Intensity.
I don't know if this is. I don't know. Some people might consider this a sport, but tomorrow is day 2 of Dungeons and Dragons at the Zombie Hideout, hosted by Free Lunch Comics.
That it is.
With John Francia as not my DM because he didn't draft me because he's a jerk. But besides that, no big deal.
Is Hustle going to be there?
He stuck me with Hutzel.
You can always ask Matt.
And then he tried to change, he tried to be nice about it afterwards. He's like, I really just put you on that. I didn't draft you because I wanted you to be with Hutzel. I'm like, that's not an excuse.
First of all,
it's like, you're Marc, so good. I want you to play with somebody else.
You're taking this all wrong, Mark. Mark, listen.
Marc,
honestly, John did the right thing. You should be with Hutzel.
I know why? I'm joking.
Because Hutzel, he might get nervous by himself. These are all new people.
I know.
Also, Hutzel knows what he's doing. You're the one who can lean on him. No offense.
I know what I'm doing.
Way more at D&D
I just roll
than
dice
you do.
and go.
No, but
Marc.
Stab, kill. Stab, kill.
Yeah. When you're playing with people who don't want to fuck around like we did,
ask John last week.
You have to actually play the game.
Last week, there was a group we came across, and they were feeding humans to an alligator. What do you think Marc did?
Made a deal with them and took the guy's identity so he could have an alligator farm.
Nope. Not right. Bryon, what do you think Marc's character did?
This is why John drafted you.
This is a fun game.
And what I believe Marc did was Marc just killed the alligators, or he killed the rest of the party and went on his merry way.
All right, we'll let John tell you what Marc did.
He killed the alligator.
You stole everyone's fun.
Well, there's a bunch of fish. It was a bunch of frogmen.
This is why John drafted.
And the frogmen's no fun. Killing the frogmen would be no fun. To me, killing the alligator is the main thing.
Oh my lord! All right, we got some news before, real quickly. I'm going to share this with you.
That might be a
what?
new fun segment, a new
What?
bi-weekly segment.
Yeah, what did Mark do?
What did Mark do? Let you pick what you think Mark
honestly,
did in Dungeons and Dragons.
I like that. That's a good one because you are such a wild card. You used to just be. I don't even have alignment. You were just chaotic.
Yeah. He was.
It's fun.
I know it's fun. It's the replacement of reality. And of course, it's fun.
Yeah. And in this one, I'm actually playing my character from our game after our adventures have ended.
All right.
It's like doing some dance music.
No way.
I know.
Yeah.
So we got some news. Keanu Reeves is co-writing a comic book for, I believe, Boom Studios.
That's what it says right there. Boom Studios.
That's why I put it up. It's coming out in October, and it's Berserker. But you have to see this cool artwork.
Berserker.
You have Keanu, who kind of looks like a Wolverine type.
Yeah.
And you got some we got some
that's right. John, you
militant-
broke John in with the psyops guys.
Yeah. It's gonna be an action-packed, hyper-violent. Well, I mean, come on now.
I mean, it's on Boom Studios. That's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, I think the art looks pretty good, and we can see how
Like John Wickian.
Yeah, it's gonna be a monthly. Starting October 7th. Hopefully, they actually put them all out because of COVID. He's walked a blood-soaked path across the world for centuries.
Ooh.
He's a warrior. In present day, the Berserker performs dangerous jobs for the U.S. government in exchange for the truth about his existence.
So it's basically just Logan without the superpower.
Logan loses his memory, but this is like more a born identity. I would.
But he had the same. This is basically the storyline from X-Men Origins.
Maybe you just mush them together.
Maybe.
It almost has the artwork that looks similar to it as well.
Doesn't it? It does look like the Origins. It looks like Logan.
I told you. I said like Wolverine.
Yeah, but without the mandible, like the claws.
Matt Kint is producing it. Alessandro Vitti.
Who's that?
Is Alessandro? How do you pronounce his last name? Vitti.
Yes.
Vitti.
Yes.
So, the cover was Raphael Gramp. It's not Grandpa because there's a little thing above the A. Gramp. You laugh, but you pronounce these words. Words, Mark. I've never seen that word in writing. I don't know. I've heard the word, but I've never seen it in writing. Is it Grandpa?
Yes.
Grandpa? Like
yes.
that?
Grandpa.
Grandpa?
So next time you go over to your granddad's house, be like, "Hello, Grandpa."
Hello, Grandpa.
You're like, "What's wrong with you, Bryon?"
Oh shit.
Oh, language.
Our show's not long enough for that.
I know. Hold on. I had two more bits of news.
So you just closed everything out at once.
Yeah. But I'll have it back up.
Worst producer ever.
Hold on to your shorts.
Ugh.
I can just tell you. I know what.
Use magic missile.
Magic missile. What I wanted to talk about real quickly is something we don't normally talk about, but the box office. And the box office right now is so interesting to me because...
Is there anything there?
Yeah, I want to tell you what the box office has been.
Was the Ghostbusters the release of Ghostbusters in the top 10? I would assume.
Yeah. So,
This is where you're supposed to stall, Bryon. Just talk about like how the box office has changed because a lot of movie theaters aren't open right now.
Keep going.
It's crazy how even some movie theaters have started closing theaters.
Yeah.
Like the Springfield Theater, possibly the Enfield Theater.
Yeah.
And the Manchester one as well, possibly, and some others in Connecticut might be closing. And movie theaters are starting to consolidate to smaller distribution ranges because of the COVID situation. And so with all that and the movies being pushed back, the box office has been upended, and not the usual kind of movies are at the top of the box office right now. And people are waiting to see, like Tenet was already pushed back. It was supposed to be the big movie to relaunch movie theaters.
Oh,
that's been pushed back to August.
Yeah, we missed a movie. The new Ghostbusters would have been out. We missed that.
Yes, that's been pushed back till next year.
We missed.
Did you find the box office? I did all that stalling.
Free Guy. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
So get this. Over the weekend, The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah.
Which was re-released, yes.
Yeah, number one was one of the big movies over the weekend. Ghostbusters last weekend.
Yeah.
Becky. This movie Becky.
No idea. No idea.
Jurassic Park re-release. Becky again, and then the Wretched has been like the number one movie from May, the beginning of May, all the way till June 7th, until Becky came out.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
I'm assuming these are independently type movies.
Yeah, I think it's a horror movie. It's a horror movie.
Because remember we had discussed before how like people are now just buying movie theaters out and releasing their movie, and then just acting like they made money, but they didn't, basically.
Well, they don't act like they make money. They basically
they found a loophole.
Any revenue,
yeah,
because you have a ticket sales.
Yeah,
you basically get on the list because no one is making any money.
Exactly. So they kind of found a loophole to get onto the thing there. So
yeah, that was the Zoom. There was a Zoom movie we covered.
Yeah,
and it bought out a theater house in England. They bought all the seats.
Yeah.
And it gave them the number one spot for the weekend. But it put them in the hole a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
but the movie cost them $0.
Yeah. So they didn't make any money. So
but then they can promote the movie.
Yeah, they were the number one movie in the country.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Oh, and the other thing, that's what I want to talk about. I think one of the heartwarming stories, let me find it right now. I'll share it with you guys. And one of the heartwarming stories of the week was our buddy Chris Evans. You guys see this?
Yes, sent the kid the shield from Captain America.
Right.
Because a kid was fought off. His sister was being attacked by a dog. And the brother jumped in front of the sister, and the dog like bit his face basically almost off. Did we lose John?
I don't know. Let me see. Chris Evans.
I think we lost John.
Gibbs.
But yeah. So that was, I saw the thing about that, and it was pretty crazy. The kid was, I've been in the middle of that once in my life, where like dogs have gotten too, like they were playing around, like you're playing around with the dogs, and then the dogs get too into it, and then you're kind of like, whoa, I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right. Here, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share this because I haven't watched this. Can you see that?
Yes.
Can you hear it?
No.
Am I gonna cry? I'm gonna cry.
You're probably gonna cry, yes.
Thanks.
Bryon, you gotta do the thing where you take your headphones out of your computer.
No. Hold on.
Like you did last time.
Have you as a big brother. Your parents must be so proud of you. I'm gonna track down your address and I'm gonna send you an authentic Captain America shield because, pal, you deserve it. Keep being the man you are. We need people like you. Hang in there. I know recovery might be tough, but based on what I've seen, I don't think there's much that can slow you down. Bye, buddy.
What do you think, kiddo?
Good. I thought it was awesome.
How do you feel about that shield?
Good.
He's going to send you an official, real Captain America's shield. What? You're gonna hang it on your wall? We can attack bad guys? Take it to a jiu-jitsu tournament? That's probably against the rules. Huh?
Wherever you go.
Take it wherever you go.
I don't.
Take it wherever you go.
You take it wherever you go. That's what I would do.
What happened, Mark? The kid looks like he had some.
Yes, his
marketing
face is like the dog like bit onto his face, like right around his eyeball, and almost like dug into his face and almost ripped his like skin off his face, basically.
Oh my God!
Because his sister was playing with the dog or something. I don't exactly know how it all happened, but somehow a dog started attacking his younger sister, and he, the kid that was wearing the Captain America outfit, jumped in front of his sister.
Oh God!
To protect her from being attacked, and the dog went after him and got him, and then they were able to get the dog off him. So, and he saved his sister. Like his sister didn't get anything. Like the dog lunged at his sister, and he jumped in front of it, kind of.
Good guy, Chris Evans, man.
Yeah.
Chris Evans for president.
And the captain, you can't go wrong with the captain.
I know. Heartwarming. We need heartwarming stories sometimes.
We do. Good news.
Good news. So Marcus and Bobby, if you're still here, we're going to do our favorite fictional vehicles. I have mine. Mark, I want to let you go first on this one.
All right, I'll go first. My first one is one that you probably wouldn't associate as like it's not one of the more popular cars that people know about or think about, but it is the Pontiac GTO 1969 from the 2004 film The Punisher. Thomas Jane played the Punisher.
Wow.
John Travolta. It is a sweet ride. It is a year one Pontiac GTO. This is my dream car. If I could ever own a car, if I won the lottery and was able to spend as much money as I ever wanted to on a car, it would be this one. It's got the full-on, not like this exact car, but the make of the car. The one that's a screen-used one, which is this one, had the pull-up screens on the sides and the windows.
Yeah.
So you'd pull, it had the metal. So because he was attacking John Travolta's lair. I think John Travolta played Kingpin at the time in that movie.
Yeah, we saw it. Remember? We saw it together.
Yeah. But this is the screen-used version of that car, and it's got they literally just was sold not long ago, as you can see, in May at auction, but signed by Thomas Jane and everything. But
that's awesome.
Was as soon as I saw that the Punisher was going to be driving a Pontiac GTO, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is going to be fantastic.
But it wasn't that fantastic. It was good.
No, it wasn't that great, but the car is just badass. The car is awesome.
If I'm not mistaken, we saw that movie when you had your busted ankle.
Yes, I believe so. I believe that is true. Yes.
Yeah. I will always remember that.
Yeah, because we sat in the upper levels there.
The handicap section.
Pushed around by one of your female friends.
My ex-girlfriend there.
Yes. Yep. Enfield Mall, the Enfield movie theater.
Yep.
But yeah, so the Pontiac GTO from the Punisher.
That movie had a great kitchen fighting scene where a gigantic Russian
with Kevin Nash.
Soup or something. That was awesome. Yeah,
Kevin Nash, who also played Super Shredder in Ninja Turtles, was he played the sailor looking guy.
Did not know.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. John's eating pancakes.
John or Bobby, you have anything? One of your favorite fictional vehicles of all time?
I want to add.
Bobby's trying to add something, but as always, internet is awful.
On the way back.
So he's out in the world.
You're leaving.
Oh, he's gone. John, you got anything?
We lost him.
Thanks, B.
I would have to say Bobby's was a really good one.
I enjoyed that one.
It was
And
good.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
on my
like,
list. I had to take it off. Right?
See, that's what I was good. That was gonna be my second one actually. So that's why
I'm gonna name this vehicle. I want all of you to guess what the movie is.
okay.
always.
Dead Reckoning
Wait, is
Dead
that the
Reckoning was the
vehicle?
vehicle.
as a vehicle.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Death Proof.
say.
Death Proof.
I was gonna say Death Proof too, but I'm gonna say because I want to be different. I'll say Death Race.
Mad
Jason
Max.
Statham.
The movie was made by George Romero.
Day of the Dead, or Night of the Living Dead, or
One of the zombie movies he made.
yeah, a zombie
Yes.
movie.
Land of the Dead. The
Land of the
one
Dead.
with
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. Yep. Dead
Yeah,
Reckoning
see?
was that vehicle they had made that had the fireworks on the top. And,
Oh
like, the
yes,
machine
yeah. It was
guns
like
on
a
the
bus or
side.
something. Yeah.
That they would deploy to take out zombies in different areas.
Huh. There you go.
Well,
So
To pick.
that's a good one. I mean,
I went for something obscure, and it also played a point in the movie. Obviously I love zombie entertainment, but it also played a point in the movie where it was like the focal point. Like people were fighting over it because it represented their intrinsic capability of controlling the zombies, even though it eventually stopped working during the course of the film. And unfortunately, the film's underperformance was what led George Romero never to make another big studio movie, and all his movies ended up becoming super duper indie. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed it at the time.
cool.
Very cool.
All right. I'm gonna say this. Is this you probably have guessed this if you know me. One of my favorite vehicles of all time is the Millennium Falcon.
See, I kept like terrestrial vehicles. I didn't go to space vehicles because that's a different. That's not technically a vehicle.
Yes, it is. I said any vehicle. It's a vehicle. It takes you.
I don't know. If you look at the termination of vehicle,
Oh my God.
car, truck, or cart.
I said it. It's anything. Anyway,
is a
Millennium
ship.
Falcon. It's a vehicle.
It's not a vehicle.
It is. Anyway, I pick the topic. I make the rules. This is my house. Millennium Falcon, bitch.
See, I was gonna say we could do this as a different topic down the road.
No.
Our favorite starships.
Anyway, Millennium Falcon. I got
Now
my
you've
hand-
ruined it. So fine, continue.
I got my hands on a 1985 Millennium Falcon.
I have two of them in my parents' basement.
I had to clean it up. It still has the stickers on it. It's missing a couple parts, but it is awesome. I've never had. I mean, I probably had one as a kid, but I never held on.
I literally in my parents' basement. There's two full ones in my parents' basement.
Well,
Not together,
bring 'em out.
but they're in my parents' basement.
Okay, well, it's a good place to keep them. But I would say this Millennium Falcon won the original Millennium Falcon. The solo Millennium Falcon, the original trilogy Millennium Falcon, I think that's where it is for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to get the big one out of the way first before then I go off the rails.
Yeah. You're breaking the rules, but that's fine.
It's a vehicle.
It's not a vehicle.
It
Look up
is.
vehicles right now. Look up the technical, the definition of the word vehicle.
I'm not, because Millennium
Car,
Falcon to me is a
truck,
vehicle.
or cart.
When you live in space, that's what you got, my friend.
No, a vehicle in space would be like a land speeder.
So
John,
I
for the
do
call.
have a spaceship on my list.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because you guys are both wrong.
No, because it's still a vehicle. If you
No,
live
it's
in
not.
a
It's a
port,
ship.
all
They
right,
don't call it space vehicles.
they can.
They call them spaceships.
They couldn't call them a vehicle. All right, Mark, what do you got?
All right, I'll leave it to the rest of the world to decide how wrong you guys are, but that's
All
fine.
right, we're right. Who cares? This is for fun.
I'm just
There's
because
no
I would have
rules.
checked. I would have picked different things if I went that way.
There are no rules in Vietnam.
All right, so my second one comes from a classic movie which we all enjoy, Back to the Future. But it is not the vehicle you're thinking of.
Why would you pick anything other than that?
Because when I first saw this in the movie, the original movie, I fell in love with it, and I've wanted one ever since.
Okay.
It is the Toyota pickup truck that Marty McFly was gifted by his parents at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
That when that garage door opened, I don't know if it was the color or the sheen that like the way it glistens on it, but I don't know if it's the look of the stance of the vehicle. But I was like, oh my gosh, when I grew up, when I was a kid and I first saw the movie, I said, I want to grow up and I want to own
a
Toyota pickup truck.
That was one of your things. Like, I want to grow up.
I want to grow up.
And when I grow up,
I want to own a Toyota pickup. I've since realized that it's not a great vehicle, but it was more just a memory of how awesome that like unveiling was of him pulling up the garage door.
Right.
And then I think it was the second movie at the end where he actually races it against Flea, but he doesn't end up racing, but he like acts like he's gonna race him, and then he would have died if they'd kept going.
Right.
So, but it just looks cool. It's probably not as cool as I think it is, or I know it's not as cool as I thought it was at the time.
Well,
it's really just a Toyota Extra Cab SR5, which is not a great pickup. But...
You know, I'm Mark, as I'm looking at this vehicle, right, as a 40-year-old man who makes noises when standing up, looking how I would need a step ladder to get myself into that.
Well, it would have a step side. I mean, you'd have to put a step side on it to be able to get out of it.
Unless you're The Rock or you're Van Diesel, you're not getting in that without a step stool.
Or you're just a taller gentleman. A taller gentleman like John be able to get in no problems.
I'm going to be like, my hemorrhoids, my leg, oh God, Jesus, help me, no.
And it's not very practical because you really can't use it for anything. It's just kind of like a look truck and not like a
it's a truck. Yeah.
And it's got like an extended cab that you really can't do anything with besides throw junk in the back. So it's not really a great choice, but I don't know. It's always stuck with me. Everyone always talks about the DeLorean. I think it's a crappy car, and it would just break down all the time. And then getting destroyed by a train. So what's the point? Who cares?
DeLoreans
shouldn't mess with
cool.
the future anyways. But yeah, so that's my second one because I know what vehicles are.
All right, John, give us a vehicle.
Or spaceship, or whatever the hell you want to call it, because you can pretty much do anything on this show now.
Yeah, there are no rules.
I'm gonna go with an AT-AT.
Yeah, baby.
It's a land vehicle to satisfy Mark.
No.
No, what?
It's a transport. It's not a vehicle.
It's a vehicle. Stop, Mark. It's a vehicle. The transport
doesn't mean car, man.
Yeah, vehicle is anything.
So so you know what we call a space suit in NASA?
A suit?
Yes, but it's basically called an extra vehicle because you're outside of the spacecrafts, which are all called vehicles.
And John, you know
what? Do we
Listen,
call a spacesuit in space? A suit.
If John argued, when Mark brought this up and John argued, I would agree with John because he works for a place that does stuff that uses outer space. But he didn't argue the fact a vehicle could be anything. It could be a train. It could be a bus. It could be, if you live in outer space, it's a thing. Mark, you and your rules. We're rule breakers. You're rule makers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
we'll break the rules.
But an AT-AT, surprisingly, other than like when you start to go into expanded universe, they're only really prominently playing the one movie, like The Dead Reckoning, pretty much Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
But they were so iconic, even though they were only in that one scene, they're so iconic that almost every video game that has been made in the decades after that movie, almost all of them have a scene where you have to try to take down AT-ATs. Like, it's like kind of like the rite of passage of any Star Wars game.
Yeah.
You get to fly and put a grappling around the legs of an AT-AT.
Nothing feels better.
Nothing feels better. And
the original Battlefront, you got to do that. In the Battle of Hoth, you get to go around and crush.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the games eventually have killing AT-ATs. I always like them more than the STs. STs are a little more relevant since they were included in your show you just finished rewatching in a small use, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, to me, that was one of the vehicles that was used. So I was never as much a car person as much as Marc, but when I was a kid, that was like obviously one of my favorite vehicles of all time from cinema.
I approve this message. All right, John. John, that was a good pick. For me, I'm going to what Marc would call a vehicle, and this was the coolest vehicle. This is probably one of my favorite vehicles. Growing up, I've always wanted one. I still want one. It's a 1989 Tim Burton Batmobile. I fucking love this Batmobile. I think it's by far my favorite Batmobile because I just like the sleek look of it. And like how everything's concealed nicely. Like you have missiles that come out here, but it's hidden. You wouldn't think a missile is gonna come out of there. And then like you have the gas bombs that come out of the hubcaps. And I had so many matchboxes of this car growing up, and then toys. To me, this is the Batmobile forever. This is my Batmobile that I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up. I grew up watching the Adam West one, but that Batmobile was all right. This one was like Batmobile could be cool. But this is one of my favorite Batmobiles. One of my favorite vehicles of all time, right there. All right, Marc, what do you got?
My number one car of all time, and I don't think there'd be much argument about this, of how awesome this was and how this car was, since it's a vehicle. It is the Knight Industries 2000 KIT. The KIT car from Knight Rider.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man. I was all about this TV show growing up. I would watch every episode. It was appointment television for me. I would make sure my parents, like if I got in trouble, my parents' punishment for me was I couldn't watch Knight Rider.
Now, did you have the toy? I
had the toy
with David Hasselhoff.
With the Michael Knight. I still have it. With the doors would open and make the noise and the wind.
Oh my God!
It would go back and forth.
Yes, you put a battery in it and it would go back and forth and make the noise.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that toy.
Yes, and if you press the license plate in the back, it made the jump noise.
Yes. Oh my God, those noises were so good.
Yes, this was like up there with like Ultimate. Again, crappy car, made better by a TV show.
Oh,
like the Toyota pickup truck.
For sure.
Crappy vehicle made better because it's in Back to the Future. This car, not the greatest car in the world. Pretty bland looking, not very cool looking. But paint it black, put an LED light on the front nose part of it. Have Mr. Feeney be the voice of it.
Yeah, you're right.
And it was
iconic.
Great.
And all those reboots NBC tried to do, horrible.
Oh, yeah. God, they were awful.
You cannot bring, like, these classic shows that only worked in the 80s.
Look at that thing. Look at that.
The 2000s. You can't do it.
Look at that thing. It's just awesome. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. I'm getting the member berries are biting my
a great theme song.
Brain.
But the car was just great, and it made that cool noise when it would drive by, like whoosh.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. It was fantastic. It was basically just an ad for that car. That's all the TV show was. Just like all TV shows in the 80s. There were ads for different things. Like we talked about before the show started. Transformers, or earlier, the Transformers were an ad for toys.
Well, those literally were.
Knight Rider was an ad for the Chevy, whatever this is.
Yeah, but that's a little bit different. I mean, kids' toys are easy, or
The Pontiac Firebird.
people aren't buying Pontiac Firebirds. like
No, so much
crazy.
so that the company is closed now. There is no longer Pontiac at all.
Right. So it didn't work out well for them in the long run. But
John's
I'm sure,
camera always freezes on fun spots.
I like that. John, can you hear us?
You froze again, John, and it's on a very cool picture of you, like mid-talk.
It was a good shot.
Yeah.
I liked it.
But yeah, so Knight Rider.
Love
Kid,
it. John.
specifically, my favorite.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do.
John, what do you got for us?
Sorry to interrupt your salad, but
I want Marc to lose a gasket here. So I'm going to pull in one of my honorable mentions. It's my third pick. To keep this on the ground, and I'll save my spaceships for later. So this is from a cartoon that pretty much the cartoon was only used as a vehicle to advertise buying a toy version of it, like everything in the 80s.
yes.
So I was lucky enough one Christmas to get this toy because it was a big toy. It was a centerpiece toy for my collection for quite a time. So I'm going to tell you the name, and you tell me what cartoon this was from.
Okay.
Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder was
Mask? Not
G.I.
Transformers.
Joe?
Yes, G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, yes. It was the tank, right?
Driven by Armadillo.
Yes.
It was a large craft that the center of it would open up, and there would be two ICBMs that would
Yes.
come out of it. And then there was a few side turrets where you could put your guys on it.
Yeah.
And a few other things like some launchers on the side that shoot the little plastic pieces when you
Yeah.
clip them. But that was my favorite vehicle toy that I ever got.
Mine was the G.I. Joe, but it was Cobra. They had the boat. It was like a huge
That's not a vehicle.
like motorboat though. I'm not saying, but it was just a toy of G.I. Joe's. Was the motorboat that the Cobra had? It had like the guys that all be inside it, and they had like the machine guns and everything. And then I had the bridge layer, which wasn't as cool, but I thought it was neat.
And that was my favorite. I'm still disappointed when my mom just gave that away stealthily
Ugh.
because it's like a pseudo collector's item now.
Yeah, my mom gave away my Castle Grayskull to some kid from her daycare.
Oh, those things
With
are
all my
awesome.
He-Men, with all my He-Men, everything.
Oh God, so good.
So that's my third pick. Rolling Thunder.
Rolling
America.
Thunder.
America. All right, I got my last pick.
Team America.
This is from a cartoon I was a huge fan of. It was Filmation's Ghostbusters, and this was before the real Ghostbusters were a thing for me. And here it is, gentlemen. This vehicle I thought was
like the Chitty Bang Bang version of Ecto-1, yes.
Yeah, I had the toy. I had this toy right here.
Yeah.
This guy, and the legs would go
Ghost
up.
Buggy. There you go.
The Ghost Buggy. This I would, and the wheels would go down, and the front would come up, and it was the coolest toy. I had these toys growing up before Ghostbusters even came out. This was based off of a real Filmation actually had a live action Ghostbusters show.
Yes.
Then they made it into a cartoon, which you could see right here.
Yes.
Then the Ghostbusters had come out, and because they were going to be making their own cartoon, they had to call theirs the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Because they were actually going to.
Yeah, because this wasn't the based off the movie Ghostbusters.
No, this is based off the old Filmation TV show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying,
yeah.
So people know the difference.
I think so.
Yes.
It was a great cartoon.
Like it wasn't a spin-off of some sort.
This car, though, I really want to get my hands on as an adult for some reason. I love that car. It's something I look for when I go to shows, which I miss doing shows right now because I'm collecting a lot of things to sell. And,
Yes.
oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that is one of my like all-time favorite, my 3 all-time favorite vehicles. Maybe we'll do spaceships,
Starships
in the future.
Yes,
Starships.
that'd be a good one.
That would be.
Top 3 favorite space vehicles.
Well, we'll have to do it in the.
You right there, Bryon? You okay there?
Not next, but soon.
You okay there?
My chair was on a cord. Yeah, my chair was on a cord. This is my work. I work from home, so like I have cords and I have chairs and things happen. Things. Well, it's been a good show. So you guys have D&D. Want to promote your D&D thing
tomorrow?
Tomorrow
at 7 o'clock. Right, John? 7?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because
So
last week was 6. I
question-
just want to make sure.
My question is: did Hutzel go to the last one, or is Hutzel?
No, he was working still last one. This one he's coming to.
He got laid off again.
Yeah.
Well, they don't need him. I mean, he's not really. He was just temp. He was a temp.
Yeah.
That
My brother was going to go tomorrow, but the go-karts tonight got postponed till tomorrow because of the heat.
Yeah.
So he's got to do that instead. So he's not going to be there tomorrow either. But
it's a hot one, man.
it's a scorcher,
Hoo-wee.
as the kids would say.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday and today. Wow.
Yeah.
And tomorrow's gonna be bad too, but I think Wednesday we're gonna have better weather, so that's gonna be good.
It's crazy. They're saying it's 88 degrees outside, but the real feel, actually, excuse me, just updated because it was from an earlier time. 92 degrees, and the real feel is 103 degrees.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, sir. I will stay home. Thank you very much.
I'm so glad I work from home.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's a show, gentlemen.
It is. It was a good one.
And
I enjoyed it.
I'm sure people know we have a video version on our Facebook page. We have a video version on our YouTube page now.
Yes.
Or you can be listening to this on iTunes, our Podbean, or on YouTube audio. But Marc kind of made a nice template last week on our YouTube page, and it looks like we'll be using that going forward.
Yeah, so it'll be nice, fancy with graphics, and we'll have our names on it and everything. And
you're gonna have fun with this one.
It's gonna be a fun one, as always. It'll be interesting.
All right, the audio will be going up, and videos will be up as soon as Marc gets them up. But
later today, probably.
Yeah.
If it's Monday and you're listening to this on Monday, it was today when I put them up. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But we'll say our real goodbyes. All right, everybody out there.
See everyone next week. Be good, everybody.